Hello everyone and welcome to Net Crypto, where you get important information and news about all coins and tokens of interest. And today we are taking a look at Blockdag, right? So this is a pre-sale that I've covered a long time ago. In fact, I covered it so long ago that if a baby was conceived, right now the baby would be born. And by the time this pre-sale was launched, that same baby, right, would already be sitting, walking, right? So when is this pre-sale actually going to launch, right? When is the mainnet going to launch? That's one of the things that we want to talk about on this channel. And by the way, this video is proudly brought to you by one of the Net Crypto members. That's actually one of the perks that you get as a Net Crypto member. You get to request, right, a project review and update on all the projects that we've already covered, right, or a completely new project or a pre-sale, right? You get one of those per week by just joining the very entry level membership level of the channel. So thank you for all those who are channel members. You guys are the ones who help us to do the work that we do here at Net Crypto. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video, right? So Blockdag. So one of the things that I just want to say outright is what I've said in the last video still stands. It's either Blockdag is one of the greatest scam that we are going to see in 2024 going to 2025 now, or it's going to be one of the greatest project, right, with the hugest potential out there. And for me, like I've always said, it's best to just stay away from pre-sales, right? Like take a look at now, a baby would already be born by this thing when it entered, when the pre-sale went live up until now, right? And you know what, all these projects, when they actually eventually launch, they always drop to below pre-sale prices. Like right now, there's all this hype, right, of, especially if you see the keynote addresses talking about you're going, that's a 5x, that's a 50x, that's all that, right? Yes, all those things are possible, but anyone who says those statements, right, is really irresponsible, and is more especially people that are hired to represent the project. Well, at least the CEO didn't say that in the last keynote, right? He didn't promise any 50x or anything like that, which is a little bit comforting. But he saw the other keynote, right? Like the first keynote that was actually saying you're going to be getting like 50x and all that. That's massively irresponsible, right? In traditional finance, you can go to jail for things like that, right? There can be severe consequences for saying things like that. But now, because it's crypto, is the wild west of finance, right? Anything goes. It's just up to you to protect yourself, right? So one of the things that we just want to get out of the way is, where is the money going, right? That's one of the new features that people seem to like on the channel. This is not actually what was requested, right? So if you buy with ETH, I know that there are multiple tokens in here. Probably the value of ETH that is entering into Blockdag of BNB is much greater than ETH, because of the gas fees, right? But I haven't checked out BNB, but we've just checked ETH at this stage. So if you buy Blockdag today, all your money is going into DBE6. That's where it's going, right? And I'm going to put this file right there in the description. Ever since we started this segment where we do this forensic analysis of the movement of money, right, I've seen amazing things with what you guys have been able to do with the data that I'm sharing. You're able to expand the research even further, right? So you can come back and share with me what you found that is interesting, right? So all your money is going into this address BDBE6, right? And this is the top investor of ETH into Blockdag, which is really weird, right? Unless if they've got multiple addresses other than DBE6. But this is the top investor, and this investment was made, I think, in August 26th, right? 25 ETH went in, right? And then we've got 17 ETH, 13 ETH, 10, and so on. And from this address, right, BDE6. So these are the multiple addresses of investors who are investing, right, into Blockdag. This is the ETH address. And from there, right, the money is being moved to this contract, or to this address rather, 6A E5, right? That's where everything is being moved over to, right? And from there, there's actually something, a side note. There is multiple ETH that is coming from this contract, F51E, right, from this address, F51E. I didn't want to expand on this because it really goes outside of the purposes of this video, really, right? But from this F5F1E, there's also a lot of ETH that is coming into this same contract here, 6AE5, right? It's just a side note to just put some information for you there. This one will require some backwards tracing to see where the money is coming from, right? And then, of course, from this A6, as this 6AE5, the money now is going to multiple addresses here. And all these addresses are actually Binance addresses, right? So most of them are depositing directly to Binance. For example, let's take this address, for example, and go to Ethereum, right? So that we can see what is going on there, right? So we go to Ethereum and we just give it a moment to load in ETH on the ETH Explorer. Okay, so we can see that everything is going out to Binance, right, from this address, 4646, right, 4646. So this will be a deposit address. So someone behind Blockdag, right, has this deposit address, 53 ETH, right? And unlike the other pre-sales that we've been covering, where you see like 1,000 ETH sent to Binance, here is going in drips and drabs, right? That's one thing that you are seeing. And the same trend is being followed really with almost all of them. Like, for example, we've got this wallet here, 87DC, right? 87DC, right? 87DC. Let's go and check that one out. All right, so it seems like there is some issue there. Let's go. Hey, it is loaded. Also going to Binance, right? And the ETH is also going in drips and drabs, right? We don't see those huge movements, right, into ETH. So the same trend is being followed by all these addresses here. And like I said, this text file is down there in the description. This tracing goes a little bit away from this investigation, but a lot of you did ask about this, right? You want to know exactly how the money is flowing, but this one was mainly focused just on the on just showing you just the basic of ETH that is coming into the project. Where is it going? So you see all these addresses right here, right? All these addresses right here. These are actual people who are KYC'd to Binance, right? Who are sending those funds there, right? And by the way, on the Net Crypto membership, we actually do offer tracing, right? We have a tracing level for members, right? For example, if you join, there are 3 levels currently, right? The first level is just the level for $50, right? You get a bunch of perks on this level for $50, right? On Net Crypto, right? So let's just check here, right? These are all these in the green is what you get. You get 1 week project review, right? On the channel. Per week you get a project review that you can ask for on the channel, just as this video you're watching right now is coming from is a request from a Net Crypto member. You also get access to the 2x challenge, right? 2x challenge videos. Every Friday I upload a video on the 2x challenge. This is exploring investments with the 2x potentials, right? Of course there are no guarantees, and of course you get priority replies to comments and also exclusive high growth project videos. A lot of people do ask, what is the best pre-sale that we can buy without being scammed, right? Here I share with you projects with a high growth pre-sale, not pre-sale, with a high growth, right, potential, right? For example, you see all these projects like Mog going onto Coinbase, and all of a sudden the projects get like 10,000x, right, overnight. Those are the kind of projects that I try to look at, right? But those are like long-term plays, right? And some of them don't even have a pre-sale, which is quite interesting. And of course, we offer blockchain tracing, right? So a lot of you want us to go and check like some of these traces that we've been doing for like projects like Flockers, which completely rugged everyone, right? So there's basic blockchain tracing, and then there's also advanced, right? So the basic one would be okay if you just want to check you did this transaction, where is the money going? Or this project, I invested into this pre-sale, or you're just interested to know this pre-sale or this project, where is the money going exactly, right? So that's where you go and you can actually join the master tracker level, right? And then of course, if you want more advanced tracing, we have the deep tracer level right there, right? For this not to turn out as a marketing video, right, we are going to just go back to Blockdag, right? So Blockdag, the other thing that has been the vibe in Blockdag has been the Inter Milan. Let's talk a little bit about this, right? So this has been always been a strategy in crypto for projects to try and partner up with big name sports teams, right? This is something that has always been there, right? And it happened with Barcelona, right? So you see, Barcelona partnered up with this crypto firm Onyx, right? And then they just came out of the blue and say Barcelona have announced that they've ended their partnership with company Onyx with immediate effect. Barca had only reviewed an agreement with the company this week to create and market NFT non-fungible tokens, digital assets. In a statement read, in light of information received that goes against the club's values, FC Barcelona hereby communicate the cancellation of the contract to create the NFT digital assets with Onyx with immediate effect. Is this the only one? No. Another well-known club, Manchester City, right? Manchester City tend to end their partnership with a mysterious cryptocurrency firm, right? Startup 3 Key Technologies were announced as a key regional player 2 months ago, but the Premier League champions quickly suspended the deal after it emerged the company's executives were not readily found online, right? That was like just a basic check that could have been done, right? So it just goes to show that partnering up with big soccer companies has always been one of the tactics, right, of these pre-sales, right? And especially the fact that it's already over 9 months into the pre-sale, a baby is already born, a baby is walking, right? Since this pre-sale went live, when is this thing going to launch? This is where now the risk comes that you, the investor, even if this thing is actually legit, you as the investor are just being used as liquidity to build someone's dream, right? Because when this thing launches, there's no telling to what price point it's going to be at, right? There's no telling point to what price point it's actually going to be, right? There is absolutely no price point. And you see here, we've got the current price point. They're talking about one Bdag is 0.024, right? And next batch will be 0.026. And they're saying there are big whales who's bought into this. This one has bought 3.6 million. This one has bought 2.7 million, 1.8 million, 1.5 million, right? And also remember the miners, that hardware. It could be that you're buying both fake crypto, fake coins, right? And you're also buying fake hardware that doesn't exist, right? And by the time that you realize this is long gone, right? The coin is done. Like, go to Netflix, watch a movie called Bitcoin if you haven't watched it, right? Bitcoin, Centratech, right? Some of these doxed projects with people who are talking or are out there have always turned out to be some of the worst scams in crypto, right? But I still stand by my statement to say this Blockdag, right, could be one of the greatest scams in crypto, right? Or it could be one of the most magnificent innovation already, but the red flags are just too much out there, right? And I just want to also tell you my experience. I invested into a token that I used to talk about on the channel, right, called Tectonic, right? Tectonic, right? So Tectonic currently is ranking 1047, right? For those of you who've been subscribed to the channel for a long time, we used to talk about Tectonic every day, right? But look at that. Is this not looking like a rug pull? Right? The reason why I say Tectonic was a rug pull, in fact, is the fact that millions went into this, right? And a lot of money flowed in when Chris Mazalak, the CEO of Crypto.com, tweeted this, right? No Christmas break for Kronos Chain, Tectonic Phi, approaching 500 MTVL, right? That was the tweet. And as soon as this tweet dropped, plenty of money rolled into there. And this was Chris Mazalek, right? He's the CEO of crypto.com, and you know how hard crypto.com is when it comes to actually investing into crypto.com. Some exchanges like Binance, OKX and all that, they allow you to open up an account without KYC. They will limit how much you can actually withdraw and all that. But crypto.com does not even allow you to even deposit into their exchange unless you KYC first. So the fact that they would list a token like Tectonic readily gives investors confidence into it. But look at the chart. Look at the person who was talking about it, like, right? So you need to really protect yourself when it comes into crypto and all these things. But I'm going to continue following this through. I'm very interested into Blockdag, right? Like I said, the first video I covered it over 9 months ago. It's going to 10 months now, right? Like I said, a baby is now sitting, the baby is walking, right? Ever since this pre-sale is started, right? And I see the focus in this thing is there is a focus on the technology, but the technology is going to come on mainnet, right? And we are all just waiting for the mainnet, for the miners, and all that, right? The last keynote that just came in, right, was from the CEO was talking about all the right things, right? The keynotes are saying all the right things. But that's why I say this one, I stand 50-50 on it, which is one of the reasons why I say I never ever buy during the pre-sale, right? Never buy during. You avoid all this nonsense because think about it. They are using all the money. If you've put money into this, your money is being used to develop this dream of Blockdag. Because to be honest, it's a dream. It's being brought to reality with investors who are putting their money in. And as an investor, the story could end up like a Tectonic. You put your money at a pre-sale price that is like this. When this thing launches, maybe it's around here, right? If you have invested from day one, you've already been parted away from your money for over 9 months, right? And if this thing launches and the price drops, you are not going to be able to sell, right? So how long could that money that you've put into Blockdag could have been doing other things for you than it just building a dream of somebody else out there, right? And if it turns out to be actually an actual scam, wow, right? That is going to be really massive. So if you haven't, check out that documentary on Netflix, Bitcoin, right? But for this one, I'm going to continue to see what is going on. You've got some of the transactions on here, right? That we've got. And don't forget, join the channel memberships. That there are lots of perks for you there. And if you want, of course, some tracing that you want, right? And you can also join the relative membership level for that. So this is the update I wanted to give you on Blockdag. What do you think, right? Do you think that this is legit? They've got an army of shillers. Every time I actually upload a video, will come promoting this thing. And on this channel, I want genuine investors, and we want to wise up against the scammers, right? So I try to mute a lot of the scammer comments and a lot of the shiller comments, right, on the channel, so that we are really original, we are organic, right, without all these things of all the scammers running around in the comment section, right? So let's have a meaningful engagement. Are you watching this after mainnet has launched? What's been your experience? And of course, I'm going to follow this one through to see all the way to the end. I'll still be here. That's the difference. All the shillers, all the YouTubers who promote all these pre-sales and all that, once this thing is launched, they got their money, they are gone, they don't talk about it again. But here at Net Crypto, we are going to talk about it. And in the end, we are going to learn much, much more. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.